Hey y'all, it's Shanita from Ceaseless Pursuit, and I help high achieving Black Christian millennial women get unstuck, build their confidence, and maximize their potential. And today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to avoid analysis paralysis. So, what exactly is analysis paralysis? Well, that is when you overanalyze this out there. You take a thought and you completely shred it because you start thinking about what about this and what about that and what about this and what about that. You start asking yourself a barrage of questions. And before you know it, before you've even actually done anything, you have exhausted yourself. You've paralyzed yourself. You've completely stopped the process of creativity because you've over analyzed. I don't know about you, but I found myself in analysis paralysis quite a few times. So let's talk about how you can avoid it. The first way to avoid analysis paralysis is act immediately when the inspiration comes. So, for example, say you want to write a book. This title pops up in your mind, or these characters pop up in your mind, or this compelling story pops up in your mind. As soon as it comes to you, write it down. Type it in your phone, type a note on your computer, write it down on a piece of scrap paper. Whatever you need to do to act on it in that moment, everything that you can possibly do in that moment to act on it, do it and do it immediately. Because the longer you take to act, the more excuses you're going to come up with, the more questions or what ifs or doubts you're going to come up with. Doubt is the enemy of progress. So act immediately. The second way to avoid analysis paralysis is to start believing that those ideas, those dreams, those goals, and those hopes that came to you for a particular reason. Stop choking them out with unnecessary questions. So back to our book idea. You have this book idea and you start thinking about all of the ways that it won't work. Well, you don't know how to publish and you don't know how to edit. You know how to write, but maybe you need a little bit more help and you haven't gotten all the training that you want, and then on and on and on and on and on. So much so that you are stuck in your tracks and you can't move forward. Well, you believe this idea came to me, but I'm not good enough to do it because I can't this and I can't that. No, stop doubting it. God dropped that inspiration on your heart for a reason. You are the person that can see it through. Don't question it. Don't get caught up in that analysis paralysis. The third way to avoid analysis paralysis is to start finishing things. Now, I know this sounds like, well, if I deal with analysis paralysis, how am I going to finish things? Because you can and you have to show yourself that you can and you will in the future. So you want to write that book, write chapter 1 immediately. And the next day, write chapter 2. And maybe the inspiration hits you just right and you write chapter 3, 4, and 5 the very next day. Finish that book. It doesn't have to be 12 chapters long. It doesn't have to be a certain amount of pages long. Stop tricking yourself into believing that these things have to be absolutely perfect for you to produce. No, finish it. And it'll be that much easier to finish the second book and the third book and adapt that book into a play and adapt that play into a movie. The possibilities are endless for you if you would just believe and stop over analyzing. So maybe you like to ask questions or you need to have some details. Okay, fine. But ask yourself the right questions. What do I have on the inside of me that'll make it easy for me to produce this? What skills and talents has God equipped me with that will enable me to do this? Because you have them inside of you. All you need to do is act. Stop analyzing and overanalyzing and questioning and doubting and just act. That is the best way to deal with analysis paralysis. So let's do a quick review. 3 ways to avoid analysis paralysis. 1, when the inspiration comes, act immediately. 2, believe that it came to you for a reason. You got it, you can carry out the vision. And 3, start finishing things. It doesn't have to be perfect. But just because it's not perfect doesn't mean it's not good. Finish things. Build your confidence. All right, guys, that's it. In the meantime, until I see you again, continue to remain on your ceaseless pursuit of purpose, your God-given purpose. Your God-given purpose. And don't let anything or anyone take you off course, especially yourself.